Thank you, Dr. Carter. Thank you to the founders, to Mr. Sanborn, and everyone who played any part in helping me get back to Derryfield today, including my parents who are here. They made the drive from Eastport, Maine, and it's great for all of us to be here. The list of reasons we love Derryfield is very long, but one I have been thinking about lately is how many different things I was allowed to try when I was here. Middle and high school are always going to be scary, but I got to experience that part of my life in a place where I felt able not only to do the things I was naturally good at, but also to do things I was clueless about. I mean, they let me on the soccer team. For real. Mr. Holland, where's Mr. Holland? Mr. Holland let me through the door of his classroom every day for years with saintly patience. Breakthrough Manchester let me teach a total immersion Latin class to sixth graders, which might not have been the best idea. I was not great at any of those things. That means that Derryfield helped me start to learn what it felt like to enter new spaces where I did not quite belong. Those small experiences of awkwardness in a safe place build up little muscles that help us deal with bigger uncertainties later on. And those muscles, that practice of cluelessness, if you will, have been crucial for me as an adult. So for starters, when I graduated from college, I went off to teach middle school. So again, where's the middle school sitting? Can I hear you? Let's hear you. Yeah, right. And where are the middle school teachers? Let me hear you. All right, you guys are the best. So I think we can all agree that if there's any adult here today who's sitting there thinking, you know, I'm really not clueless. I know what I'm doing. I'm kind of cool, actually. Then all you need to do is go stand in front of a classroom full of middle schoolers, and they will show you your shortcomings in about 20 minutes flat. So that was my great experience of cluelessness coming out of college. And then I moved to another country, Costa Rica, and entered a whole new dimension of cluelessness. Basically, I've spent a lot of the past 13 years doing one or more of the following things: getting lost, being lost, having no idea what's being said, nodding along like this, laughing at a joke, but like 5 minutes after everyone else laughed. That happens to me a lot. Saying the wrong thing, accidentally using a very, very rude phrase at a high-level government meeting. That was great. Feeling awkward, feeling different, feeling like an outsider. Of course, I learned a lot, too. I learned to put ice in my beer and an E in front of my last name, Stanley. I learned that America is not a country, it is a continent. I learned that drinking coffee should be an event, not something you do at high speed while walking down the street and scrolling through Instagram. I learned all the street slang that was not on the AP Spanish exam that I took here. I learned that no country is perfect. I learned how to be a parent. Well, not really. I mean, I learned how to change a diaper, and the rest I'm sort of improvising. I think that's how it's done. When I really think about it, though, by far the most important thing I learned was this. I learned that being a little clueless is not only a part of life, it's something that if we can embrace it, is our biggest asset. There was this TV detective called Columbo who pretended to be dumb in order to get his suspects to let down their guard. They'd just be thinking that they'd fooled him and gotten away scot-free. when he would surprise them with an insightful, incisive question that would blow the case wide open. What I learned while working abroad, especially while working as a brand new news reporter with no experience in any country, is that this strategy is actually very effective even if you are not pretending to be an idiot. It's true. When you are an immigrant cub reporter and you sit down with someone, whether that's a mom in a city slum or a national legislator or the president, you can learn so much more than someone who thinks she already knows it all. You learn because you are not afraid to ask a dumb question. You dig into things that caught your eye and no one else's. You question things others take for granted when maybe they shouldn't. You might make mistakes, well, you will make mistakes that no one else would make. But you also walk into the room with an ace up your sleeve that no one else has because you know you have a lot to learn about the nation you wake up in every morning. And because you know that every day, you can sometimes see and learn so much more. I think of it as immigrant vision. It's hard for us to have this kind of vision in our own countries. We tend to think we are experts, and this can backfire. I'm sure that over the past year or so, just about all of us in this room, no matter what our political leanings, have realized our own ignorance about some facet of the United States we thought we already understood. Some of us are questioning everything we thought we knew. No one knows where history will lead us from here. Although if anyone does, it's definitely Mr. Sanborn, so I'm gonna ask him after this what we should do. But the truth is, we have to live with a lot of uncertainty, and that will be true when all the students in this room graduate, and that will be true when my 4-year-old daughter grows up. So I honestly think that the best way we can prepare for whatever is coming is to build those little muscles, that tolerance for awkwardness and newness. That's why what the founders of Derryfield created and its teachers have sustained is so important. Because this is a place where we are encouraged to do the things we do best, the things that might even make us great, the things someone might pay us to do someday. But it's also a place where we can try the things we don't do so well, the things no one will ever pay us to do, and some people might wish they could pay us not to do. Because those are the things that might make us good. They open us up. They make us kinder. They help us see more. I know I appreciate natural athleticism and hand-eye coordination, to be honest, and mathematical skill in a deeper way because I don't have those things. The same is true of the goodness of the Costa Rican people, the courage it took for them to become the first country in history to abolish their own army voluntarily. Just think about that for a second. I know I appreciate those things in a different way than many Costa Ricans do, precisely because they are not mine. When we view things from the outside, in any way, even in little ways, we try harder and we understand more. That's why I know that I, for one, will keep trying to apply some immigrant vision to my own country, to ask the questions that seem basic, to be more curious and less defensive, to use those muscles to stay in a difficult conversation a little longer. But you know what? Sometimes we just can't do that. Not for our own country. We're too close. it's easy to feel overwhelmed. And when that happens, there are people all around us who can help. There are people all around us with perspectives on the United States that we might never consider. They're the people who have come here from somewhere else and have noticed things about our country that some of the rest of us can't see. They are anyone who has been treated like a true outsider here. People who have been excluded in ways far more profound than some of us will ever experience. We need them, and not just because they contribute to our economy or because diversity is among our core values. We need them because they are thinkers. We need them because the lessons they've learned can help us solve our biggest problems. Their perspectives, so often ignored, can make us all better. And all we have to do is ask. Their answers will lead us into parts unknown, but we are already in parts unknown, so we might as well keep going until we get somewhere worth staying. We are in uncharted waters, but we are not alone. As long as we keep learning how to listen to other voices, even when, especially when, they make us less certain.